What's going on, metalheads? It's Death Metal Dave in your face here on MetalMessiahRadio.com, and that was Slap of Reality. And from Slap of Reality and The Path, I have Joe Kiser on the phone with me right now. What's up, Joe?
Hey, how's it going, Dave?
Just playing some fucking music, and right now I did some kind of hardcore thrash metal crossover shit. And
right on.
You're currently part of both of these bands, and before we talk about The Path, tell me about the history of Slap Reality. First, I'll tell you, when I moved to Tampa, Florida back in 87 or 88, there was a lot of hardcore that I got into. Blemish of Society, Belching Penguins, and Awake, People's Court, No Fraud. Just so much, man. And then, of course, Slap of Reality.
Yeah, those were all the bands that we kind of came up with, like the bands that we kind of, I would say, looked up to when we were coming out were especially No Fraud and BP, Belching Penguin, which ironically, I played in No Fraud for about 10 years, and
wow,
I'm currently doing a hardcore project with the drummer from Belching Penguin, so it's kind of all come full circle.
Hell yeah, man. One day I'll have to have you on, you and Eric Grant in here to
oh yeah,
and we'll do a hardcore show, man, or something, man. I think that'd be killer,
Yeah, dude, Eric's one of my oldest friends in the Tampa scene.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me the other day, and we message each other occasionally on Facebook. But I was going to go to the Dayglow Abortion show in fucking Orlando. It was a Sunday night. I just couldn't make it on a Sunday night. They just played recently.
Wow, yeah.
And I've never seen them. I really wanted to see them.
Yeah, they played in Tampa, I think it was probably like 87 or 88 at the Sunset Club, and that was one of the most wild and chaotic shows ever there. People, fights, people getting stabbed. It was unbelievable.
The scene was pretty brutal back then. There was a lot of fucking hardcore skinheads and shit that would fuck shit up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It used to be pretty scary.
Yeah, they would. I would go, and I stuck in there with the strong, to try to prove, fuck you, I'm not going to back down. But, those were those days. And, I couldn't get any fucking pit or fucking anything nowadays. Fucking break a hip.
I hear you.
But you guys, Slap of Reality, you took a long break, and you're back to doing stuff now, huh?
Yeah, we it's kind of funny. We started in '87, and we went pretty solid with the original lineup to around '92, and then the singer Frank and myself, we left and we did another project, and we got back together probably like '95, and went for a few more years there, and then we took a break again, and we've been back doing it pretty steady ever since. Put out a new album last year, and we're working on a new album now. So, we've never officially broken up. We've just taken some hiatuses.
I got you. And now you're kind of a different. You're not that hardcore-ish kid. I don't know how to explain it. We talked about this before. You're not that super energetic kid, punk, rock, hardcore kind of band. You're a little bit older.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it happens. Like you were just talking. You have our demo and our first 7-inch. Even the difference from our demo to our 7-inch, there was a lot of growth. Our demo tape, we were like blast beat hardcore, and then we found some melody on the Stuck Inside record, and ever since then, we've always been like progressing a little bit, but I think we've kind of found our spot where we're at now. We'll still bust out some hardcore from time to time, but definitely a much more mature sound.
I got you. Some older school shit occasionally.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Man, I have that. I was just telling Joe before we went on air that I have the Slap of Reality. It's handwritten Slap of Reality on a cassette. Can't find that. I don't see that. I know I have it. I just seen it not long ago. Oh, I think I spotted it. All right. Fuck yeah. So Joe and I met in an odd situation, and then we aligned, from the scene. We didn't really know each other then. And, but we met at Merciful Fate in Atlanta we formally met there. That was pretty fucking cool. And I think I was wearing a Tampa Bay Rays hat, which is my signature look or whatever. And, I think you said, "Are you from Tampa?" Like, hell yeah, bitches.
Yeah. It's so funny because we have so many friends in common, from the old school scene. And even like, I think we got to talking how we were both mutual friends with the guys from Skeletal Earth.
Oh yeah. They were some of my best friends. I grew up with them in high schools.
Yeah. It's funny. On my Facebook page, I have an old school pic of me at the old Sunset Club watching Skeletal Earth, and I'm right there on the side of the stage while they're playing. I
got to get a copy. You got to send me that, man, because I talk to Eric, the guitarist, all the time. I'm trying to get him to sell me a guitar from back then. He doesn't play anymore, and so I go and I didn't see him this past weekend, but usually when I go up to Huntsville to visit family, me and him hang out and go have dinner or something, And the last time, actually, the bass player for Skeletal Earth, Jared Reed, he was playing a show in his band, Deaf, Deaph, and they're fucking another killer hardcore metal crossover. Fucking same kind of shit, badass. And they played a little dive bar, so that was a treat for me to get to see him. And, yeah, it was fucking killer. So me and Eric hung out and saw, actually, the drummer was one of their drummers. They had 4 different drummers that came to Florida. And he was one of them that did a tour, and they played at my old band's warehouse, and it was a huge success in Lakeland. And wow. I think there was like 400 people that showed up to that. And Skeletal Earth made the most money they ever made at any venue anywhere, and just by putting a bucket and people dropping dollars in it. It was cool. And
man, I love hearing stuff like this.
But yeah, it was fucking killer, man. And so yeah, I want to get a copy of that and have Eric post it on the Skeletal Earth page. I started the Skeletal Earth page, but I handed it to Eric and said, "Here, you're the Skeletal Earth, you do it." And so fuck yeah, man. Okay, so now let's talk about the path. How did this come together? And explain to us exactly what kind of style and everything you got going on here.
Sure. So the idea for the path came, I've always been into heavy music, even though like you said, I was playing hardcore and stuff like back 87, but prior to that, my first love was metal. I grew up on Sabbath and Priest and Maiden like everybody else, and then got into the heavier stuff like Hellhammer and Celtic Frost and Venom, Bathory, and that whole wave of metal. And so I've always loved heavy music, but really what inspired me to start the path, believe it or not, was my son starting to play guitar. And he was really into heavy music. Obviously being around me, he's going to be exposed to it.
Right.
And he started playing guitar, and and I told him, hey man, you're getting really good at playing other people's songs. And he really had a penchant, especially for playing Neurosis songs. He really liked the band Neurosis, which like their heavier stuff.
Yeah.
And I told him you should start writing some music, rather than just copying other people's music. And so he started writing some stuff, and then I would jump in and write with him. And I'm like, man, this stuff is good. We should put a band together. And so me and him recorded a demo, and then we had our friend Greg play bass on it, and we just had a drum machine, and so it was kind of like Godflesh, like, it was heavy,
yeah.
But with the drum machine. And so our first show we played out was with the drum machine, and it went really well. We opened for Meat Wound, and
oh yeah.
So, and this band Pyre from Gainesville, a killer like thrash band, and this guy approached us after the show. Another guy who's been in the Tampa scene forever, but I just wasn't really didn't really know him personally, this guy Phil, and he's like, man, I love what you guys are doing. I'd love to play drums for you. You know, we had the drum machine, and we kind of liked that we were going that Godflesh, Swans kind of route, you know, with the industrial sounding drums. But we were like, okay, you know, let's try it with a drummer. And then, you know, we started rehearsing with Phil, and it was like perfect, you know, like everything just flowed perfectly. And so, you know, as far as styles go, you know, we weren't really trying to do any one style, but we definitely wanted to do stuff that was heavy. So, you know, bands like Neurosis and even like newer metal bands like Isis were kind of like an influence on the stuff we're doing, but also the classic stuff like Frost, right. You know, just that, you know, the slow groove and real slow heavy stuff. And so,
boom shit,
you know, a little Candlemass thrown in, you know, but that's really where we're at. Is if it's heavy and it sounds good, that's what we're going to do.
Fuck yeah. So, how long have you guys been around together?
So this lineup, I think Phil started playing drums with us in 21. So
it's been a while then.
Yeah. We've been, you know, we've been writing and recording. We actually probably recorded enough stuff for a whole album, and we just kind of been sitting on it. And we were just writing so much new stuff that we were like, hey, let's go into a studio and do it legit and put out a record. So we went into Candor Recording here in Tampa with Ryan Bush, who, ironically enough, he engineered Foo Fighters, The Color and the Shape. And he's also worked with the Melvins and that band Fours from Atlanta, killer band, if you haven't heard them.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's like into you know, he's done like a lot of work with heavier stuff. So we went in there and, you know, and we're really, really excited about the product that we came up with. And, it'll actually be released, this Friday, with the 16th, you know, streaming everywhere on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all those places. And it's actually already available on Bandcamp. So
are you going to have physical copies Sunday?
We definitely won't have any Sunday. As far as the future, you know, as far as physical copies, I mean, that's something we'll have to talk, you know, especially if any labels wanting to put it out on physical copies, we'd be down with that. But, for now, it's just going to be digital.
I gotcha. And it's called Shadow Helix.
That's it.
Fuck yeah. I'm looking at the song titles now. I'm going to play, the axis of past and present here in just a minute, but, fuck yeah. So do you have, merch that you're going to have available Sunday?
Yeah. We'll have some t-shirts available Sunday, and, hopefully, sooner than later, we'll get some new merch to go along with the new record.
Fuck yeah. And I got your number. So,
so yeah, we'll definitely hook you up.
Fuck yeah. I'll buy. I like to support. So fuck yeah, let's do this, man. Oh, well, one other thing, I want to thank you for doing this show, man. I actually had heard about you, and I think you had told me about the Path, and I had heard something that you did before. I don't know, and I guess your daughter had mentioned to somebody at the reservoir, and that's how I got, and I was like, yeah, let's get the Path. Okay, fuck yeah. And I'm going to tell you guys, if you like doom, fucking slow, fucking shit like I like, you're going to like the fucking Path. Fuck yeah, man. Joe, thank you for fucking joining me, man. And I'm going to have some beers. You going to have some beers Sunday?
Well, you know, I don't drink, so I'll have some Diet Cokes while everybody else enjoys the suds. But yeah, I'll be hanging out.
Oh, that's right. I remember at Merciful Fate, I think that you weren't drinking. I probably offered to buy you one there. But hey, that's what you do. Hell yeah. I haven't had an alcoholic beverage in quite some time, a couple months. And actually, hey, Joe, I got to let you know, Scott Burns, I'm going to tell everybody right now, is going to be Saturday at I can't say the
Magnanimous Brewing.
Magnanimous Brewing, signing books and selling his beer. Fuck yeah. I'm going to be there Saturday.
Yeah, you know what, man? I might have to pop by there and see Scott. Funny story. Slap of Reality has gotten like a lot of listeners because of all the Scott Burns, love that's out there.
Yeah.
So people go through his catalog and, all the classic stuff like Death and Obituaries on there. And then it's like, Slap Reality, what the hell is this? Because he actually did a 7-inch for us. And we actually wanted Scott to do our LP, Three Lefts Make a Right. The problem was Obituary was in the studio at the same time doing Cause of Death. So they were in the big room and we were in the room next door while those records were being recorded.
I'm sure I saw you there passing by at some point. But fuck yeah. So he's going to be there Saturday, and we're going to go a little bit early and have a couple brews with my bros. Scott and Tim Hubbard's there. Going to be there. He's listening right now,
awesome.
too. And a couple other local celebrities may pop in. I'm trying to spread the word to our local guys that don't do social media that well, to let them know that he's going to be there. And, you don't see Scott out and about a lot. He has this life that he does nowadays, so it's going to be cool, man. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I might have to pop by there and say hi to Scott.
I'll try to message you and let you know what time we're going to be up there. So
sounds good.
Fuck yeah. This Saturday and Sunday, Scott will be signing his book. Scott Burns, the legendary Scott Burns, will be signing in Tampa. He already did the Decibel Festival up in Philadelphia. Now he's doing Tampa, and he's selling that beer. All right. Fuck yeah. Go check out some Slapper Reality and read Scott Burns' book, and you'll read a little bit about a Slapper Reality on there, I believe. And and let's play The Path. How about that? Fuck yeah. All right, Joe.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it, and I'll see you Sunday. Y'all, just so everybody knows, if anybody's out there listening, The Path is on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hell yeah. All right, bitches. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. And this is The Path and The Axis.